Put water on top of it or something? Okay, really?
Mm-hmm. Let me tie this around my waist. Okay. Now, this is what they used to do. Hope I don't drop my phone. This is what I used to do. I got a lighter. Might have to go get a lighter out the car. Yeah, I might have to get a lighter out the car. Look, that's what they used to do. And I get some more water. And look, they go like this. Alright, here you play with it while I go get a cigarette. Hold on. I'll get a light. Okay. Hmm? Yeah, I'm gonna get lighter. Just light my cigarette. Cause you know I'll be clumsy and be forgetting stuff. Oh, tripped over. You wouldn't have a light in there, would you?
I know, I'm sorry.
It's all right. You can buy a bag. You wanna buy a bag and do it? You know, I mean, you might find something good.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm?
Everyone.
All right. Look, see what you find. See? Those are rare rocks.
Yeah?
Yep. Is that your drink? Is it? Okay. Come on, let's go buy our way in. Yeah, look. You can buy you can find gemstones and minerals from around the world. Find fossils from 15,000 to 40 million years ago, 340 million years ago. Bristol, Tennessee.
I bet you could sell us for a lot of money.
Some of them you can.
Because they're rare.
Yeah. Am I late?
We're just starting. Ready to start.
Okay. I have to get my ticket. What now? All right.
Come on, guys.
Are you the guy or work here?
No. Did you want tickets?
Yeah.
Here you go.
How you doing?
I mean, just two?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Be 26, 22.
See. Oh, no, that's the wrong card. That's the wrong card.
Okay.
Let's see.
And you need a receipt, sir?
Yes.
Okay. There's your card back.
Alright.
And,
Oh, let me drop it.
there's your receipt. Okay, just right out the door around your left there, and you join up that group there. His name is Jonah.
Jonah?
Jonah.
Alright, thank you. Alright. Fashionably late. Alright. Haha. Went into a hole in the ground. A hole in the ground. See? Yeah, that's what a cave is. It ain't too bad. Look, there's kids, ain't it? We're missing the history. They talk about how they found it and who owned it, and the Indians used to live in it.
This makes me tired of walking.
I know. We gotta get back in shape. We gotta get back in shape. That winter made us lazy.
Workout?
Yeah, we done got lazy over the winter.
So, even though we are outside the caverns right now, we still can kind of go and see some of the first signs. Back here where the hill slopes down and kind of slopes inward, that is actually a sinkhole that happened a while back. It was nothing recent, I promise, but that sinkhole did actually cause a cave-in on the inside of the caverns and did close off part of that. But if you do keep this sinkhole in mind, once we get inside the cave, we'll go up some stairs, and we will actually be able to see that cave-in from the inside. So do keep the sinkhole in mind.
All right.
We're gonna go to a cave. It's not scary. You don't have to be scared. No, there's no gorillas in this cave. Silly you. We're glad you're home in this cave.
He was worried about bats.
Yeah. Keep the boat all picked up.
Huh? You can see bats anywhere, really, around in these mountains. I've seen them in at the lake, underneath the bridge. I mean, underneath the bridge at the lake. Used to see them all the time. I used to go fishing on Boone Lake before they drained it down. Fishing. That's where I caught my first catfish. Yeah, I caught my first catfish there.
I think there's people in our neighborhood that have that ground cover with the purple flowers. Keep it in mind. This is a good cardio.
Yeah, it is good cardio. You're right. You are right. But, you know, when we get back on riding the bicycles this summer, you know, that's the real cardio. It's gonna make me quit smoking.
Alright, so this right here is actually a natural entrance to the caverns. It did used to be a little bit bigger, but it has been covered up for safety reasons. Because were we to remove the concrete in that grate right there, this would actually drop down about 180 feet. As I mentioned, it is a natural entrance though, and it's one of 4. With the one right here, obviously, there is just another one back here behind us, which we'll get a better view of in a minute. But as for the last 2 natural entrances, there is a creek down there at the bottom, and the creek does actually open up on both sides, and that does create the full total. Kind of same scenario here though. If you do keep this in mind, once we get inside the cave, we'll be able to look up at this and see the light shining through it. So do keep this in mind as well.
You want me to put you in there and we come down through the bottom and get you?
No. That is deep.
It's just 180 feet. That's not too deep, is it? Oh, God.
Somebody's able to cave. Oh, that's where we're going in.
We going in right there? You think so?
Wait, we can get in from there. Wait, there's a door down there.
You gonna go in there? Oh.
Is that second national institute that I mentioned. That is probably the first one that was kind of used or utilized before we created this one here. There's a door down there at the bottom of that entrance. You actually still can go in and out of that. Tour guides do use that occasionally, but that door is mainly just to stop people and animals from walking in, which will happen. That is that second. So, a little history about the cave before we do head in. The caverns were first discovered back in the 1870s, around 1876, by a farmer of the name of Samuel Sessler. We think he was going to dig down and dig a cellar, and he dug just a little bit too far and did actually end up digging into the caverns. So he found it completely by accident. I was like, well, I'll go ahead and use this as my cellar because caves and caverns in this area do kind of stay around the same temperature of around 45-50 degrees year round. And that's not affected by weather. You could have 5-6 inches of snow, or you could have 120 degree heat. Doesn't really change. Luckily for us, though, this cave does stay a little bit warmer, just because that closest to the surface. It does stay around 55-60 degrees, so kind of how it feels like here right now, maybe a little bit cooler. But the farmer did end up having to sell this land because he really couldn't use it as cellar. Couldn't grow his crops on top of it. Here we sold it to. He was like, well, let's open this up to the public, and he did. So this actually will be our 76th year taking tours through the caverns. But we will. Go ahead and head on in.
He said he got butterflies.
Now, why you have that white hair on the side of your head?
Here, you might want to start putting your hoodie on. Put your hoodie on.
A hoodie on?
Yeah, put your hoodie on.
Okay.
This is like entrance to our shower. You might get a
Go ahead. Here. Watch out. It's very slick.
Oh, that's quite good.
Alright, so I'm really going to start talking around this room. I'm going to start from the back with this back wall. So that's not a lot to look at. That's made completely of limestone. As the majority of the cavern is, this is actually a limestone cavern. The thing about that is that limestone is actually very easily dissolvable. So we do believe that there were two major creeks or rivers that did used to run through the caverns. One up here in the top levels, and as I mentioned earlier, one down there in the lower levels as well. As for the creek up here, however, it did come through and carve out this entire top level. Although a misconception with that is that it did not actually carve out these formations. That does come through a different process, as I'm sure you're aware. And that's when there's rain or runoff or really any sort of water up on the surface.
When the water goes down,
as the water comes down,
it brings
through the
dirt
ground,
with it, right?
eventually through the ceiling, which is
And the dirt kind of stays and drips. And so it just gets longer and longer, the water, dirt drips. And then when it lands, it goes up and it builds up,
it doesn't
up,
quite
up,
deposit everything.
to stalactites hold tight on the bottom, on top. Stalagmites might reach the top. That's how you can remember. Stalactite, tight on the ceiling. Stalagmite grows up.
So with these being two similar words, people do tend to get them mixed up. The most common way that I've heard to keep them straight is stalactites, because they're holding tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites, because they might touch the ceiling. I've heard countless other ways to do it, that is just the most common. But these formations will eventually grow together until you get cave columns, like this one right here. So some people do prefer the kind of scientific name for these columns, and these are what's called stalagnates. I'm not going to call them that to call them cave column because it's easier. Anything you want to call them stalagmites, that is what those are right there. Now with those cave columns in mind, I do like to point out this column right here. This is still a cave column, but it's sideways. The thing about that is that it did not actually grow sideways, however. It did used to stand up, so I'm not going to remain in this general direction. But a major earthquake came through, or something similar to that, and either it got directly or was extremely close, and it did actually cause that column to fall over. That's what happens that right now. There is a hole down there. Alright, so you have any questions about this room? Anything curious about? Anything you want to know? All good?
There's no hole.
Alright.
This is not a sewer, but it's a
Alright, so you ask as you go through the cavern to do not touch any of the major formations next to the walkway. For this reason right here, the natural oils and stuff in your hands do actually damage the rocks. It does affect them, kind of polish off the top like this. So when the water drops down, at least you continue to grow, it just slides off the side. Granted, this one is already damaged, so there's no fixing, no repairing it. So if you do want to touch one, this is the one you can touch. This is what we like to call our wishing stone. So if you close your eyes and make a wish, it will come true. If you do want to touch one, that's the one.
wet suit.
What wish is that?
All right. Give 10.
A what?
Somebody write that to give 10.
I do.
Oh, that's a good one, buddy. That's a good one. Look at how polished it is. Look how polished it is.
It does. Alright, so the pathway does diverge here. We are going to start at the top of the steps. This room back there does actually close off, which means we'll have to turn and come back this way. Before worrying about the stairs, they were made in the 1940s. So for some reason, some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller than others. It does make it more easy to walk up and down. A bit of key information before we get to the top, however. If you look at this formation back here, you can see how it's flat compared to all the others, which are big and bulky. That is what's called a cave curtain. That does happen as the water runs diagonally down the rocks. As it runs at an angle, it extends it farther out and farther down. And keeps it flat like that. Whereas all the others just extend in all directions. That is a cave curtain. Finally, before the steps, we'd like to do something as we get through the game we call cave imagination. It's kind of really in clouds. These don't move. So something to start with is our cave dragon right here. His body runs all
Look
the
at
way
it. Looks
back.
like a dragon.
So this is kind of somewhere to start with. This is a pretty easy one to see.
See it?
But there's some really
It's
cool
like a
things
dragon.
about
With the horns up
Using
there.
your imagination, please feel free to point it out. Castle.
No, it's been time
See,
to
I always
try
like
it.
a gnome. You don't like the gnomes have that? Castle. I think castle is it. You guys are super.
Can we look at this?
Looks like a couple.
Hold on again, okay? Be careful, okay? See, the thing is trying to bring people on in, okay?
Look at that. Look at that.
What is it?
I don't know. It looks crazy, don't it? I think it might be wire. What's down there? Why can't we go down there? We might come back that way. We didn't go down this far. I mean, yeah, we're actually close to the top.
There you go. I always thought it looked like a good jellyfish. Alright, so there is quite a bit to look at up here, quite a bit to see. But the information I'm going to point out, or at least talk about, is going to be this one here. Now, this is what's called a flow stone. It's one of those cave columns, like previously, has been formed, and then water flows down the side. For these to form, it doesn't have to be a column. It can happen on the walls, on the ceiling too, as we'll see later. It just happens on the column with this formation. As the water runs down the side of these columns, though, it creates those cave curtains that I just showed you. And this is pretty much just curtain, 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 all the way across. And that makes nice lines that you see. I actually kind of see in between your two spots. But the unique thing with this one, the reason we like it so much, is because this is actually the tallest flowstone in the entire cavern. By the time they get taller like this, kind of farther down that way, they do become very brittle or very easily broken. It has already broken in quite a few spots. We'll see that here in a little bit. So it does make this one pretty unique. We do like to call this one, though, Bridal Veil Falls. Although I agree with y'all, I think it does just look more like a big jellyfish or mushroom or something. So, a waterfall, that's fine as well. But its name, Bridal Veil Falls, does also go in part with what we're standing on right here. This is what we like to call Lover's Leap. Because earlier on, I told you the farmer traded the cave over to someone. When he then opened it up to the public, he used to allow weddings in here. So people would come to Lover's Leap next to Bridal Veil Falls, and they would actually get married here. To be honest, I don't know why we call it Lover's Leap. It's kind of there. As far as I'm aware, no one actually has ever left off the side of this. But we do believe there are about 9 weddings that did actually happen up here. It's kind of a cool scene. In the way of cave imagination, we do have on the ceiling our map of the United States.
Formed on it. From the water dropping over time, it's formed on
You
it.
got your mountains, the Appalachians and the Rockies. It's all there. And then back here by
Look
the
at it.
stairs, you got Wilson, or Groot, or at the very least, just a little tiki man. He's a little grumpy today. It does. But as I mentioned, we're back there, does actually close off. So I'm going to let y'all walk ahead of me, kind of turn pace, and do some explore, and I'll follow y'all back there.
Alright. You wanna go? Let's go look at Lover's Leap. Are we gonna come back that way?
Which way? Down?
That way?
Yes, we're actually going to end up down there.
Okay.
You'll be able to look up.
Cause I seen that one spot that split off, and I was
It
like,
does.
that might be where we come out
We
at.
are going to go down.
How deep does it go down?
So at the lowest point, we're actually going to end up 180 feet down.
Okay.
Below the surface of the ground.
All right. Does it go any deeper than that?
It does. I think the lowest part is like 337 feet. I think it goes.
They don't let nobody go that far, do they?
Nobody knows good. All right. So with this room, we do like to explain the kind of big mess over here on this side. If you remember as we walked outside, very briefly, I pointed out that sinkhole, told you caused the cave in. This is that cave in. So we do know the cave goes back in that direction about half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile. But then that cave in happened, and it did actually close off that part of the room. So there is currently no way to get to that side of the cave. All the holes up through here don't actually go anywhere. And if we were to dig through, that side of the cave is actually unstable, probably cause another cave in. Don't really want to do that. So that side of the cave is actually closed off at this point in time. Now, even though that cave-in did happen, it did leave us with this really nice kind of smaller area right here. And this is actually what's called the mayoral room. Because at one point, a mayor of Bristol did actually hold his meetings in here. He really enjoyed being in the caverns, really enjoyed it. It's just kind of 55, 60 degree temperature, plus they kind of be low in here. So he did actually come here and hold his meetings. Although personally, I think he just came here for his favorite food, the cave bacon. It does look like bacon.
Uncooked bacon.
Uncooked bacon, that is right. Alright, so any questions about this room? Sinkhole, cave-in, came to the other side? Anything in here? All good? Alright.
Is that little footprints? You see little footprint?
Yep.
Little rodent been through here. That's a little footprint, ain't it? Is that what that is?
Be.
Some little animal running around in here.
This is like a wishing well.
Yeah, I got any change? Yeah, you wanna wish real quick? Oh. Here you go. One at a time. Come on, buddy. All right. Don't go too fast, okay? I don't want you to fall. See? No, we're good. Last one.
I just gotta turn the lights off, and I always feel better if I turn the lights off.
All right. Yeah, that would be bad.
All right, so we are gonna head down this way. I am gonna give you all a forewarning about that rock right there. That is what we like to call headache rock. For good reason, so you will have to duck under this and kind of stay low for 5 or 6 steps afterwards, but it does actually open back up and you can stand up. This is a bit of a forewarning.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, it gives you a headache, buddy. You wanna go? Come on.
Now Ethan, watch your head.
Uh-oh.
You're not. I think you might be okay there.
There's always at least
Barely making it in.
That's another group, ain't it?
That's just that door that I lost last week. It looked like a bunch of jellyfish.
What if we see each other?
Oh, right. So we do really like this nice kind of smaller area right here for a few different reasons. The first one being, as you look back that way, you can get a better view of Bridalville Falls. Along with Lover's Leap down the right, that's where we were standing just a minute ago. It's kind of a different view of that. From this angle, you can really see what I was talking about when I told you about it. Falls was broken quite a few spots. You can kind of saw the cracks and holes and big stuff up through there. This kind of does make that one unique. So they got to go up this way here in a minute. But the other reason you like this room, kind of the main reason, is because starting right here, and then working your way all the way across, this entire wall is made up completely of flowstones. Exactly like Bridalville Falls, but those curtains is kind of on a smaller scale. Cooling with these curtains, though, like stuff like Bridalville Falls and all that, is that these are actually translucent. They do a little bit like it. You can't fit too much down there. It's very difficult.
Is this slow down there?
This is nice. Alright. The store does have to come up here, turn down scoot to one side of it. It's going to give you room to walk away. You do have to go back under headache rock.
Uh-oh.
Guppy, they're coming through.
Uh-oh. All right. You going? Where you going? You going? Oh, oh, oh.
What happened?
I hit the camera. I didn't hit my head. Hit the camera though. Dang it, it's gonna break. I know it's gonna break. Generic thing.
I'll take your word for it. Alright, so right here is where we believe that second major creek or river would actually run through. With this wall over here, it looks like where the water came up and swirled against the walls. As it swirled against them, it did actually start carving out new rooms. As for right here, I'm not sure whether the creek flowed away or maybe worked its way down. Something like that happened, but it really didn't have enough time to carve those out. Now, even though the rooms do start out like these little indentions right here, kind of underwhelming, they do eventually end up, like this right here. It does open up quite a bit. So we are going to head down this way. I'm going to give you a forewarning about the stairs once again. This is the longest staircase in the entire cavern. We will unfortunately have to come back up these at some point. They're really not too bad. With these, if you do not feel comfortable doing these stairs, if you really don't want to do them, you do not have to. You can wait up here at the top, because once we go down, we will just make the big loop, and we'll just pick you back up on our way by. So if you don't want to go down them, you do not have to.
I go down.
So as you are, please take your time.
Take your time, Con.
You going now? Okay.
Let's just go.
I'm gonna stay up here. He's like, He's like, you ain't leaving me. You ain't leaving me.
Hey, buddy, can you hold on to the railing?
You wanna slide down the rail? No. Huh?
I'm the first one down. I'm going down.
Boop, boop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to do it that way. That's why you don't want to do it that way. So, yeah, you do actually like it.
I wonder if I got cell phone service. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I can't go live. I can't do it for the gram.
Ooh, I know how
Huh?
Is it gonna magically happen?
What? Phone pole.
Like you look up and there's a cell phone hole right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, right. So, the water dropping down over here, I think you get a lot of questions, so I'll just try to answer as we all got. The water does drop down from this formation right here. That is actually our second most active flowstone in the commercialized part of the cave. Now, you might think second most active, that's not going very fast. So, the thing about this formation is that this formation is fed completely by rainfall. Which means if it were to start raining right about now, go throughout the entire rest of the day, first thing tomorrow, there would be so much water coming down off of this that it would actually look like a full shower coming down off of this rock. Obviously, it's not doing that now. It does slow down. We have seen gallons of water coming down off of this at a time. We've also seen it get all the way down to 1 drop every few minutes. So the consistency of this one is really just makes it our second most active over our most. Just because how that adds rainfall coming down through the limestone like that, it does kind of filter it. Fun fact, this is actually the most drinkable water in the cave. So, if you were thirsty, that's your best bet.
Uh-oh. You got your bottle? You gonna fill up? Go fill up. Get you a drink. That's the best. Hey, the groundwater and water and the mountain water, that's the best thing you can drink, man.
okay, I don't know where's that coming
Ain't no chlorine in it.